Have you ever dreamed of confidently ordering your favorite Korean dishes, navigating vibrant markets, or chatting effortlessly with locals in Korean? Let's plan to achieve Korean fluency together. Hi, I'm Sohee, an experienced Korean teacher who has taught over 7,000 Korean lessons and helped over 1,000 students to achieve their goals. If you struggle to stay consistent or don't know where to start, no worries. In this series, I'm going to guide you step by step. First up, I share with you how to set realistic Korean study goals and organize your learning. Plus, I'll introduce a powerful tool that will help you supercharge your progress. Before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss any future videos. So all these years I've been teaching Korean, right? And there are a few things that I just noticed from my students. Namely, those who did not learn Korean very well. In today's video, I'm not trying to badmouth them, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to analyze why they fail so that you don't. So there are these three types of people. The first group, they do not really have a goal. They don't know why they're studying because it's just like an interest. And I know a lot of people, they start with an interest and it's good. It's nice that you like K-pop and K-drama, but do you know that if you have a goal, you will get there faster? It's not like I'm giving you pressure or anything because I know it's your interest and you just feel like, okay, I'm just gonna study it today and tomorrow maybe not because I just don't feel like it. But this type of learning is not ideal. Students who fall under this category tend to just book whenever they like, and then as time goes by, you just see that they're just booking lesser and lesser. Probably because they forget about it or maybe their interest fades. And the second type of students, they do have a goal. For example, like I'm going to get to TOPIK level 2 in 3 months, or I'm going to be able to carry out basic conversations with Koreans the next time I travel to Korea. So with this type of students, now you see that they have a more specific goal, so they know what they're doing. However, in life, there are things coming up and you have maybe kids to take care of, you have your other studies, or maybe you just have to maybe go on a date or maybe have family gatherings. There are a lot of excuses and reasons. Some are like very urgent and cannot be helped, but very often it's just like studying Korean is not one of your priorities and you're always going to have other things coming up. And the key to be very consistent is just very simple. Make learning Korean a non-negotiable thing so that when you have other things to come up, you're like, no, this is the rule that I've set. This is the schedule. Like I'm going to have Korean lesson once a week or twice a week and so on. And why is that so important? Because in this way, you're building a habit. And by building a habit, you're incorporating learning Korean, like this thing, into your life. And for students who do not, most likely they're just going to like pick up things that they've learned before rather than learning new things because they haven't been like learning for so long and suddenly they're like, oh, I think I haven't learned that, but actually they did. It's kind of like you're trapping yourself in the beginner stage and you're never going to make progress. And for the last group of students, they took my advice, they set a clear goal for themselves, and they have a sustainable and consistent learning schedule. But why did they fail? For them, the problem lies in that they have too many notes. Like they have lessons, they take notes, but then it's messy, it's not organized, so they cannot find what they need. It's just so frustrating not to be able to like remember what you have learned and not being able to find them when you need them. And I just have to show you this emoji here whenever I ask some questions to my students. They're like, it's like brain dead. All of a sudden, nothing's there. But I kind of understand why, because our brain is not trained to be like storing things. Instead, they are best at like solving problems or coming up with solutions and all kind of stuff like that. So seeing the struggle, I've created a full Korean study pack for my students, which is also now available to you. Feel free to get it from the link in the description box, and throughout this series, we are going to use it to plan for our Korean learning. This bundle has everything you need, from study plans, vocabulary lists, to grammar guides, and more to stay organized and track your progress effectively. We are going to be very strategic with our study. First step, define your goals. In the Korean study pack, the study goal tracker helps you map out your monthly goals and milestones so that you can stay focused and motivated. So for each month, you can set a little small goal. For example, understand like 30% of K-drama conversations, learn 1,000 new words in 6 months, or maybe 10 words weekly and practice using them in sentences. After setting your monthly goal, you can like state your material, and that is what do you use to learn Korean. And you also have like a tracker to help you track your progress. Are you being consistent? And also in the last day of the month, you can try to tick if you have achieved this goal. Step 2, organize your study routine. I have an undated calendar for you so that you can fill out different study blocks. You can label them like vocabulary practice or grammar review or speaking practice, etc. As we know, consistency is key, so we are going to set aside specific dates each week for study. And for list part, we are going to just write down maybe vocabulary list 1 for now. So I will tell you how to do that and how to make our list later on. And for those little circles, they are just trackers. So it's like first time, second time, third time. So it's like until you remember them all, you can put a final tick on the right hand side. Do not burden yourself with long study sections. Instead, you can make use of this spaced repetition study list. So for each day or the dates that you want, you set a study list for yourself as well as a revised list. And if you're done for that, then that day you're done. The study list is obviously the new things that you learn, and the revised list is just like a few words or a few grammar points from the past that you just revise to refresh your memory. If you're not very good at memorizing, your study list can contain like maybe 5 vocabulary. It's fine, so long as you keep continuing. Spaced repetition is actually a scientific proven method to help you retain information by reviewing it at strategic intervals. For instance, learn this word, 친절하다, which means to be kind, on Monday. Then you can review it briefly on Wednesday, and you can try to practice it in a sentence on Friday. For example, 저는 친절한 사람을 좋아해요. I like kind people. Step 3, use the right tools. So this is a vocabulary study list, and you are going to number it so that you know which list you are going to study on which date. So you're going to also write down the date that you're going to study this. And in each list, you will have 10 words so that you want to study, and make some notes what they're about. And you are going to tick or maybe cross it when you are not really familiarized with them yet, but tick it after you're done with them. There's another version of the vocabulary study list for students who want to dive deeper into words. So you can write down the word and its word form, which is like, is it a verb? Is it a noun, adjective, and etc.? And the meaning, as well as the synonyms and antonyms. So for example, I have the word 빠르다, which means fast, and the synonym can be 신속하다, which is like to be swift, and the antonym is 느리다, to be slow. And I can also create a sentence to make it stick. So 택배가 빨라요. The delivery is fast. So I have changed 빠르다 to 빨라요. So with like making sentence, it kind of gives you an opportunity to practice with your new vocabulary as well. And you can do this with this sentence making sheet. Step 4, practice your grammar. So now you have like a lot of vocabulary. You have to study some grammar points with the sentence making sheet. You can just write down like the sample grammar points. So for example, the grammar is 고 있다. So this is the ending form for present continuous tense. I'm doing. So I'll make a sentence. 저는 한국어를 배우고 있어요. With the word 배우다, to study. So now I have a sentence. And I can take this after I feel like I can use this in my sentence. And as practice makes perfect, practice with variations. You can make more sentence like 친구를 기다리고 있어요. I'm waiting for a friend. Or 비가 오고 있어요. It is raining. These are the basic things that you can do with the Korean Study Pack. And if you want to really take your vocabulary and grammar up to the next level, this is the video that you should watch next, in which I'll cover the more advanced things that you can do with the pack.